Ian McEwan said, "I think of novels in architectural terms. You have to enter at the gate, and this gate must be constructed in such a way that the reader has immediate confidence in the strength of the building." It's day one of National Novel Writing Month, and you're here with the goal to write a 50,000-word novel in 30 days. I'm here to help you. I'm going to be posting a new video every day this month with a writing prompt to help keep you on track, not just with your word count, but with your pacing and your story structure so that you will have a complete story at the end of the month, and not just a big pile of 50,000 random words. To be on track today, all you need are 0 words, a blank page, a clean slate, all those happy fresh start kinds of things. And then you're going to write 1,667 words, so you end up today with a manuscript at least 1,667 words long. Today's writing prompt is the opening of your story, and we're going to do like Ian McEwan said in the quote at the beginning of this video, and we're going to enter in at the gate, and we're going to help your reader do the same thing. So some of the questions that a reader comes to a book with are, what kind of a story is this? Where and when does it happen? They need to be oriented so they know what kind of place to imagine. Who is the story about? And why should they care? Some things that are important to go in the beginning, in the opening of your story, are some kind of indications of what genre this story is. This helps answer the question of what kind of story is it. Is it a historical novel, a mystery, a romance, science fiction, fantasy? And then what kind of tone does this story have? Is it a humorous story? Is it very serious commentary on the social climate that we're in? A highbrow literary novel or a more accessible mass market kind of story? Is it creepy, whimsical? All of these things are things that you can establish early in the story in the words that you choose. The next question is, where and when did this story take place? And we all know that world building is very important for fantasy and science fiction stories, but it's also super important for stories even if they're written where you live in current times, because not everybody lives where you live or where your character lives, and not everybody knows what it's like there. And so regardless of where and when your story takes place, you need to construct that setting so that they can imagine the place. And then the next question is, who is the story about? This is your main character, and in a 50,000 word story you probably only have enough room for one main character. I know a lot of fun stories have multiple main characters and they kind of shift points of view around, but those do tend to be longer books. So if you are looking at finishing a 50,000 word novel in 30 days, which isn't very much time, I would really recommend sticking with just one main character. And then, why should they care? This is often called a hook at the beginning of a story. You need to give your reader a reason to keep going. It doesn't have to be the main plot starting just yet. It can be the very first inkling that something is about to change in the main character's life. But it could also be just something interesting that the character is doing in the course of their regular life that would bring up some curiosity from the reader so that they would want to keep going and find out how it works out. That kind of beginning can help establish what the main character would have been doing had the story never happened, which helps give the reader some rooting interest in the character while they see this change play out in the character's life. So either of those kinds of openings can hook the reader into the story, but make sure you show your main character doing something interesting at the beginning of the story that will help readers want to keep turning the page so they can find out how it works out, or find the answer to a question that you've raised, or learn a little bit more about this interesting character. So off you go to write an opening for your story, and I will be here tomorrow with a prompt for the next part of your story. Make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell so YouTube will let you know when the next video posts. I'll see you there.